time. Stay!
Last week, Sterling Heights announced to the community the retirement of a valuable member of the SHPD.
Heel!
After 10 years of sniffing out crime on the force, K-9 Chase is bringing his career to a close.
We've been very fortunate and blessed to have some great long-term K-9 officers that were excellent at what they did, nationally certified trainers, and one of them is here today, and his dog, Chase, is retiring Officer Rich Heins, and that's what we're all here today for.
Chase's handler and most senior member of the SHPD, Officer Richard Heins, has had 3 dogs as a K-9 officer: Rolf, Morgan, and finally Chase.
Rich is also known by every K-9 handler in Macomb County and regionally, because Rich does most of the training for almost all the departments around here. He's a nationally certified trainer, instructor, like again, the granddad of everything K-9. This is Rich Heins. This is what he's done.
SHTV spoke with Officer Heins about his training philosophy in the summer of 2008, when Chase was only 8 months old and learning the basics of becoming a member of the SHPD.
Taking a new dog and being able to put aside your expectations for what the dog is supposed to do. New dogs tends to get so excited that they'll come up and try to grab your toy or grab your hand. So you have to be very patient with a new dog and really, in my opinion, the newer dog, really everything has to be praise-oriented. And you don't get too down on them for making a mistake, but then when they do this, what you want them to do or what you're trying to teach them to do, for instance, climbing a ladder and getting up to the top of the ladder and standing on top of a catwalk and doing it right, you got to be able to, you got to praise them so that they realize what they did and how much affection you gave them for that, as opposed to, oh, you darn dog, you were supposed to do it that way. And that's tough for a veteran handler to do when he's been with a dog that is, you know, for instance, throw it out on the field and just let it get it done, because you know through all the hard work you've done, he's to that point. We continue to put pressure on the veterans' dogs to get them to make mistakes, but it becomes more and more difficult and more challenging to get a dog to make a mistake, whereas the new dogs, they make mistakes all the time.
Now, 10 years later, the SHPD family and members of the K-9 community joined together to celebrate the superb career of Chase and the work done at the side of Officer Richard Heins. During the event, Kathy Gardner verbalized the grateful feelings Chase would express to Officer Heins if he could talk, in the form of a letter.
Dear Dad, I remember the day I met you, this curiously tall human towering over my brothers, sisters, and I while we were in our Wisconsin kennel. You sat on our floor, grabbed our faces, squeezed all of our paws, and pushed us away. But it was during that new game called Tug that I just knew you had to be my dad. The list of lessons I've learned from you are endless, far too many to recite today, but I'd be remiss if I didn't thank you for the most valuable of all, my ability to discern between a bad guy and a child. Letting those little humans hug, pet, and fawn all over me has been the most rewarding part of my job. I know I've given you 1,001 reasons to love me, but I really have only one reason to love you. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. Love, Chase.
Captain Colleen Hopper also took a moment to recognize the work that Chase did for the SHPD over the years.
Throughout your career, Chase, you have sniffed out thousands of narcotics, been responsible for seizing hundreds of thousands of dollars, tracked missing persons, tracked suspects, received awards in every category possible, including obedience, tracking, and suspect apprehension. Chase, what I would now like to do is give you an official retirement badge to wear around your collar with pride. You have earned this and have had an awesome career. Maybe now, Officer Heins, will give you your own tennis ball to keep one day.
Along with the badge, Chase was also presented with a portrait.
Oh, we did it. Okay.
However, the greatest honor presented during the ceremony was presented to Officer Heins for the work he has done helping train most of the dogs currently working in our region.
Officer Steele, Retired Officer Guerin, and I would like to announce that the K-9 training field located in Baumgartner Park will be officially named from this day out Heins Field K-9 Training Facility.
It's just been a pleasure, a privilege, and an honor. Thank you very much.
Officer Heins, to me, has not only been a very dear friend, but I have a great deal of respect for him. That man has more knowledge in regard to canines than anyone I have ever met in my whole life. And we are extremely proud of K-9 Officer Chase. He has done a fantastic job. All his achievements, his awards, his certifications, catching the bad guys. We are extremely proud of him, and we're going to miss him dearly. But I'm looking forward to his handler, Officer Richard Heins, training our new canines, our new replacements. We have 3 canines that will be in service, but I'm looking for one more. I feel that we really need to have 4 canines to service the residents of Sterling Heights and the department. As we all know, those canine officers are extremely important. So I'm hoping that Officer Heins will continue to produce fantastic dogs, canine officers, like K-9 Officer Chase.